Click, and now we're recording. This is week 10, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get to watch the last video about the fake green screen things. I got busy with other stuff, so I'm a bad boy.
Oh.
It was interesting. The stuff that they had this week, though, was interesting with the green screen lighting and especially his 5 tips about reducing frame rates to get, something.
Better.
I haven't done any of them yet, but it's good to know that there's ways to smooth out your video without having to increase your RAM on your machine or something.
Yeah. Well, and what else did I find? I found, the bits about the visual graphics I thought were interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now that we're starting to play with Twitch, he talked about creating the buttons for Twitch, and I guess he called that a panel generator. Yeah. So
yeah, I haven't done anything with Twitch, so that's all foreign territory to me. Yeah.
Well, it's a whole new land, let me tell you.
Yeah, I caught part of your thing, and then who else? Somebody else was playing with Twitch. Was it Eileen? I think it was Eileen that was playing.
Eileen has she's in Twitch. Yeah. I've seen her. I actually follow her. I follow 2 people, she and Tim.
Yeah, I don't follow that many. It's like Eileen and Tim, and I'm subscribed to FS Fox just so I know his videos. I can tell by the title whether I want to watch them or not, but I definitely want to know in case he puts a new one out about OBS,
Mm-hmm.
And and Mayanna for her.
Oh, is she playing at Twitch too?
No. I just follow her generally for her WordPress stuff and everything. But those are the main ones. I mean, other than people in our group like Michael and Heather and,
Yeah.
For the technical stuff.
And Bill.
Yes, of course. In fact, now that you have showed us that, I'm expecting to see a video showing us how you did
How
it.
you do that?
Yes. Yeah.
So, Bill, have you used this chroma key from within OBS?
Yes, actually, that's what I had to use to get my video to come in, because I don't have a standard green screen.
Right.
It actually shows up as gray. So when I bring my camera in, or when I brought my camera into that, it had a gray frame around me. So I had to go and use a color picker tool, find out exactly what gray that was, then go back to the chroma, add the chroma key, add that specific color in there, and play with the settings a little bit, the contrast and gain and stuff like that to get it to look good. And then, so it worked pretty good, actually.
It occurred to me that I should go in and look, take a look, but I didn't get to it today. I'm still messing around with my website, having moved it from one server to another. Now I've got all these 401 things that I have to fix. So I've spent quite a bit of, it feels like it's wasted time, but it's got to be done. So.
Right. I can show you what I did if you want, or
please
do it another time, or
do it.
I have to open OBS to do it.
Okay.
And so it'll take me a second to do that, but
no problem.
But yeah, most of that stuff. I mean, it's all great, and it's all stuff that I think I will definitely use. But you really need to get good lighting and a good green screen, because as I play with it, I realize that that's my problem. My lights are way too bright. They're not the right spectrum, and my green screen is not really the proper color.
Yeah.
And without the proper lighting, any shadows that you get behind yourself really make an impact on it. But here, let me see if I can.
Yeah, I'm lucky because actually my lighting, I've got shadows when it's not showing green screen because I can't get the lights. They're sitting way in front of me, so they're crossing me both directions. Technically, these lights ought to be off the desk and lined up like with my shoulders at a 45, just hitting the screen, not hitting me at all. And then have a separate light up here just doing me. But I've only got like 18 inches between me and the screen, and they advise having a greater distance than that too. That's why you can sort of see the green halo right along the shoulder line and the hairline.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to mute my camera so that I can use it in OBS.
Oh, okay.
And then I will screen share OBS. And I don't know, are you able to see that?
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, I've just, let's see, what do I have here? I have a media source, which is the actual video that I downloaded from Pixabay.
Right.
Okay.
And this isn't a great one. I just went and grabbed one to play with.
Yeah.
There's some really good ones, and Michael has some nice ones. Then I added a video capture down here. Now, why it's not capturing my video, I don't know. But let's just go and see. Maybe even though I've muted my camera over in OBS, in Zoom, it's still being used.
Yeah.
So I may have to add. But anyway, I can click on this and show you in filters down here on the bottom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I added a chroma key.
Right.
Then I went into, clicked on custom here. You have to select custom.
Where you choose the color, right?
Yeah, and then you go into select color. There's the gray that my background normally is.
Mm-hmm.
So I just clicked on OK. I mean, I could add it to custom colors so it's there for the next time. Click on OK, and it took that background so it was just my image in there. And maybe I shouldn't have, well, here, let me try and do this. Let me put my H-Tech camera there, and if I go back to Zoom, I should be able to use my video camera then. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on, but that is the basics of it.
Okay.
That's where you find it, and yeah, you just have to play with it, I guess.
Okay. So you're using Pixabay as your media source, and then you do a video capture
of the camera, and then go in and chroma key your actual background. And in your case, where you have an actual green screen, I mean, you'll be able to just pick chroma key green, and it'll work. It should work fine for you.
Okay.
But then once you select that and you select the color, it'll open a menu, and same as your C920 camera does, it'll let you play with some adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and it works pretty good.
Okay. Good. Well, we thank you for that, sir.
Yeah, that's cool. So you just went to Pixabay and linked OBS to the video that you selected. You didn't download.
No, I downloaded the image. Well, in this case, a video, but they have images and videos and.
Oh, so you downloaded it?
I downloaded it to my system.
Okay.
they have, I think, a couple of 100,000 free images and videos available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it allows you to download it in different sizes, so you can respect your resources. I usually go with a slightly smaller size.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or you create them yourself. I mean, I have another one where I have an animated logo that I created in slides, and I opened up Zoom. I played the video in Zoom, or played the slideshow in Zoom, recorded it, created a video of it, and it works fine as an overlay, a background overlay.
Neat.
Yeah. Or Pixlr, or whatever photo editing you use.
Mm-hmm. Right on.
But yeah, I'm loving the versatility of OBS, where you can add so many layers.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I've been doing some testing using it just for recording. You know, not necessarily for any live streaming yet, but just doing some private recording and playing around with it. And
yeah, and it's great for that too, because you can do transitions, and you can eliminate a lot of that editing that you used to have with, putting an intro in, you just do that now and record it. But I found with recording, it's a whole other animal to streaming. And you really have to go in and look at your settings there, because usually you can increase your settings a lot in recording. And what I found really helped my resources was, rather than downloading it to the local drive of my computer, was downloading it to a stick.
Oh, right.
It reduced my resources somewhere between 25 and 33%.
Whoa.
Which is huge.
Yeah, that is.
So it's and then it just shows up similar to a Zoom video. And you can actually, in your recording, you can actually create the file you want it to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
So I should be able to do that, because I have a second hard drive in my computer. I have my old hard drive in my new computer.
It just depends on whether both hard drives are using the same resources to write, in which case having it in your computer may not help you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't understand a lot about that stuff, but that was the thing I learned about doing it in an external stick or an external drive, was that it actually uses its own resources to write, and leaves your internal resources for OBS. And again, it depends on your resources. For some people, that doesn't make a difference, but for me, it actually does.
Yeah.
And I found that, I mean, it's kind of counterintuitive, some of this stuff. You would think that streaming super fast would actually cause more bandwidth, but it actually reduces your bandwidth. And I found in recording, I had to go from normal. I didn't have to go to super fast, but I think I had to go to very fast.
Oh.
In order to get a good quality stream without overloading my OBS.
Interesting.
But again, when I was recording, I had, in some scenes, I had 4 or 5 videos playing. So that right there is a resource hog, right?
Yeah.
But but yeah, this has been a great little course. It got me using it, and got me learning it, and I'm glad I did.
Well,
I mean, it's somewhere in between using the free tools like Google Slides and Camtasia. You know what I mean? Like, you can go out and pay for these expensive programs that'll do anything you want. But it's a little more work, but I can do a lot of the things that I couldn't do with the other basic programs.
Well, that makes me feel good, because like I say, I don't know OBS. Was designed more to just sort of give an introduction to what you all could do with it. Not necessarily that you would, but at least get an idea of what it was capable of.
Yeah, and for what Lowland uses it for, and what I want to do a similar type thing as Lowland does. It wouldn't be the same format, because I'd hope to have less people and and create not a better, but a different type of a background and an
Mm-hmm.
overlay for it. But yeah, so yeah, this is great. It got me using it, and every day I play with it for a little bit. It's like a new toy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you learn. I mean, is experimenting with what does this do? What does that do? And I mean, I haven't broken it yet.
Well, and there's Heidi. She's really interested in playing with it as well. So if I talked to her this morning, she hadn't yet tried out what Michael had suggested in her Zoom settings. So
yeah, it's a shame we don't have somebody else that uses a Mac,
right,
that wants to do it. That's the problem, because a lot of times it's hard to equate something in Windows to the whatever it is, and unless you know both, you don't know what equals what, and it's hard to give advice on.
Yeah, and just screen share your windows is totally useless because it's totally different. I mean, with Mac, you actually have to download software for your audio, whereas.
Well, but I shared my shared screen with her this morning and showed her my OBS, and just kind of walked her through and showed her what I need, what I do at each stage, and she found that was quite helpful.
Sure, that'll help her in setting up an event, but it won't solve her a sound problem.
No.
Because she has to actually download external software for Mac.
Well, and I think she said she did that, and that it kept disappearing or something.
Well, now, if she's talking about that sound thing, I ran across a posting somewhere that said that they had trouble. In fact, some people, it just won't work on their Mac anymore.
It does not work in OBS anymore. It hasn't been supported for quite some time. But yeah, in Heidi's case, she's got what she needs. She just needs somebody. She just needs to take the time to sit down with somebody one-on-one and set it up.
Yeah.
Because I read the tutorials on it and they made total sense to me. But because bringing that in is very similar to bringing Voicemeeter in. You have to go to your system settings and select certain things. You have to go to OBS and select certain things.
Ugh.
Yeah, to watch Michael and Carrie and Tom play in Voicemeeter is just, it's like, okay, glad it works for you. Glad I don't have to use it,
And that may well be an option for her, is going to Voicemeeter. It's, again, not that difficult once you get the basics of it down to just bring in a couple of basic sounds, and that could well be an option for her. Because I'm sure Voicemeeter has a Mac download.
So is Voicemeeter an online program, or is it something you download?
No, it's something you download.
I see.
Yeah.
But the thing she downloaded, and that might be your problem if it's not showing up. It's like Voicemeeter. Just because you download Voicemeeter and you go in and select it somewhere, if you haven't already opened it, you're going to see the option to select it, but it's not going to work. And I really think that's maybe her problem, is that she doesn't have that program running on her computer.
Oh, maybe. Right.
That's just from the comments she's made, that sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't. She did mention that she had it working once, but the voices were very low. And that was one of the things I read in the tutorial, is that with that program, you can't adjust volume in OBS. It has to be done in your system settings prior to opening OBS. So I think she did have it working once. She just didn't quite totally understand the tutorial or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure if she took the time and got together with somebody and spent an hour, there'd be no problem.
Yeah.
They'd get her running.
Well, she's really keen to, because well, we were all sort of fascinated by this Twitch exploration we did last week, and which we will continue tomorrow. And just the idea of being able to, find a different platform and try doing different things. So that was the other thing I was going to ask. Have either of you live stream to Twitch from OBS yet?
No, I haven't, and probably never will.
Oh.
I mean, if I live stream, it's going to be going to YouTube. I mean, that's just it. Of course, now I'm not trying. I'd like to build my channel. I've got no hopes of getting to the monetization levels, but
Right.
that to me seems to be the best place to put them because I can always share them out there. If I'm in just Zoom, I can share them over on the Zoom cloud, if I want to. Although I am playing with an idea that I saw today, on Zoom meetings, you can only, in the meetings itself, you can only go to Facebook Workspace. But there's also a place you can go to set up a custom streaming service. And I don't know whether they're using that custom streaming service. If you could put in your regular Facebook Live thing as a custom streaming service and like go through a back door, I'm going to have to play with that. And, because, and I saw Roland on today. He was doing a simulcast. He did a 10-minute simulcast with YouTube and Facebook. I caught him live while he was on Facebook. Now, later I saw the notification, but I couldn't find a video on Facebook. All I saw was the post, but there was no video attached to it. So I don't know what went.
Yeah, I got something on my phone that said he'd posted something, but I didn't. It was just a few minutes ago. So
yeah, but you look at it and there's no actual link to a video or anything. But I know because I made comments. I didn't catch him live. I caught him right after he finished, but I was able to leave comments on the video side because he didn't know whether the sound was coming through or whatnot. And then he tried to share a screen, and apparently it showed up on the YouTube side, but he could not share a screen, and it showed up on the Facebook side.
Oh.
So I imagine he'll go into that, more closely. But
yeah. I was in with him for a while. I don't know if what we did actually streamed or not. Was he alone in the one that you saw, Andrew?
He was alone, but his wife was cooking or something in the background and had either a mixer going or an electric can opener or something going because it almost drowned him out.
Oh.
Okay.
And what I saw, he was on for about 10 minutes, and I caught it like 3 hours afterwards. But now I can't even find that. So I don't.
No, I'm looking in his YouTube. I don't see it.
Yeah.
I see anything there.
Yeah, they're trying to stream to Facebook and to YouTube at the same time. And so anyway.
Yeah.
What are they using that live stream?
Lightstream, yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't had much luck with Lightstream.
I had very, very little luck. I was able to get it to work once, and after 4 times after that it failed. I just took it off my system entirely. I don't even think about it anymore.
It appealed to me because it looked like OBS for dummies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
that was the appeal for me too, but I forget now why I decided it wasn't going to work.
It was too hard to get other people in there. I know Andrew and Michael and I tried it one day, and it wouldn't recognize either Andrew or Michael's cameras.
Yeah. It was just, and what was weird was it would first bring them up just for a second, they flashed, and then it said it couldn't recognize the camera when it just had. It was really, it's like, what are you talking about? You just showed it,
Yeah. So anyway, this week was informative. I found it's not stuff I can use right away, but it is stuff I have been thinking about and wanting to use. And I understand what my problem is that you have to go and you have to make an investment into some lighting and a proper background and for it to work well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I might give the chroma key a try. I mean, you can see that my background, it's a drape, so it's not totally flat. So I'm thinking it probably won't work, but
You may have issues with the dark wrinkles.
yeah.
But that being said, I mean, I have shadows on mine because I don't have overhead lighting.
Right.
And because I'm only here for another month, I'm not going to invest in that stuff right now.
Yeah.
No.
And pack it up and move it. So, and the lights I'm using are CFLs, but they're very, very bright. And I think that's why I do have a green background, but I think because the light is so white that it actually changes the color of it.
It's washing it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Lola, you may be surprised if, now I know that they're drapes, but how are they done at the top? Is it gathered, or are they on the sliding hooks?
No, it's a three-way Japanese screen.
Ah.
And then I have the fabric just draped over it.
I see.
So I can.
Yeah, if you went and bought 6 or 7 cheap hand clamps and stretched it out and clamped 2 down the side and 3 across the top,
yeah,
it would probably work fine for you.
Well, but the thing is with a Japanese screen, you can't have it straight across. It won't stand there.
No, so but you don't need to be straight across. It just needs to be flat.
Yeah. But in order to have it flat, you almost have to have the three.
Okay.
Well,
I'm sorry, I don't mean flat. I mean wrinkle-free. You could have the crease on the corner and just let it round around the corners so that it's Where you get the problems is where you have a wrinkle and you can see on your camera view that the light on one side is creating a shadow on the other side.
Yeah.
Is it a 3-panel?
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of doing the Z thing, do it so that the middle one is directly flat and then angle the other 2 out.
That's how I have it.
Okay, then what you do is you get the clamps and you clamp it, stretch it between the 2 fronts so you can stretch those wrinkles out so it doesn't have to hang over the back of it. You can just clamp it straight down each side and pull it tight and you won't have any wrinkles in it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the fabric goes from the floor on one side of the screen to the floor on the other side of the screen.
Oh, it's that.
But if you pull it across the top and clamp it so it can't.
Yeah, you just do a double. Don't hang it over the back of the screen. Just double fold it. Clamp the 2 corners on the front corners of the angle sides.
Yeah.
And then clamp all the way down. You can pull it tight. But basically, that's what I was doing with this thing before I got the green screen to hang on. Because I had a thing and I had to put it across the top, put 2 clamps on the top, and then 3 down each side. I actually clamped one side on the top and then did the other one, pulled it tight, and actually put those clamps on and turned them, and then hold the material and put it on again and turned it till I had it tight as a drum. You could, like they say, bounce a quarter off of it.
I wouldn't mind having one of those ones that the chap demonstrated, though. That's like a screen that you just pull up.
Oh, that's what I've got. That's what I've got. Yeah, it's a dream.
That would suit me really well because then you can just kind of put that away. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, you just. It goes straight down into its case, and it's got 2 little hinge locks to lock the case once it's in there. And then it's got a handle. You can slide it under a bed or anything.
Yeah.
They are really neat. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I'll invest in. I noticed that it has 2 spin-out feet, so I'm not sure if you could turn it upside down and mount it on the ceiling, but that would be preferable.
Actually, you probably could. If your studs were right, you could actually use the swing out feet as what you clamp. That way you don't have to go through the actual case itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, that's what I was going to suggest to Heather until I found out the only place that had room for it was the slide out part. And if you did that, then she wouldn't be able to slide out. You know, it would sort of lock it in. But, yeah.
Yeah, there's no end to the improvements we can all make.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Well, I always compare it to when I first started playing golf. I didn't know if I would like golf, so I didn't go out and buy the Tiger Woods edition of clubs at $3,000 a set. I went out and bought the Canadian Tire specials at $175. I went out and played a few rounds, and somebody said, well, you need a better driver. And at that point, I thought, okay, well, you know, I like it. I want to play it. I want to get better at it. So I went and invested in a club to put in the bag. And that's kind of what this is here. I mean,
yeah. You
slowly upgrade, get the lights, get the better mic, get the better this, I mean, you don't have to do it all at one time. Just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we do it for our hobbies. And
that's right.
For me, this is a hobby, so it's the same thing, I guess. But
yeah, it is, you know, and you know, lots of times hobbies turn into an actual income-producing thing. You know, it becomes more your part-time job than a hobby. You know.
Yeah.
This is true.
Of course, if it becomes a full-time job and you're not making money at it, it's still an expensive hobby at that point.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, well, if anybody doesn't have anything else, I'm going to stop this recording.
Mm-hmm.
And